Hello, everyone. Happy Election Day, and welcome to this little evolutionary short. So, here we are. It's Election Day in the US. Katie and I have been fortunate enough to be in another continent for much of this election season, but we do live in the information age, so we didn't actually get to escape the insanity. But I thought it might be helpful to share some thoughts with you because I know that what we're all going through is difficult. There's a lot of anxiety and tension surrounding this election. I mean, there always is, but this one is particularly intense. So I wanted to share some thoughts that might help give you a fresh perspective on things and maybe alleviate some of that tension and maybe even possibly give you some peace and empathy and hopefully help you feel supported during this shit show of an election year. And the first thing to note is that the world of American politics, as it is, does not hold the answer or the key to the advancement of humanity. In fact, American politics can't even fix American politics. The answer to moving forward as a society is not going to be achieved by one crappy candidate beating the other crappy candidate. That's right. I just said they're both crappy candidates. But this chat isn't about them. It's about you. The key to the advancement of our society, which includes sorting out the disaster that is American politics, the key to all of this, to the ascension of humanity, is held by you. You actually hold that key. And so the way we move forward as a society has only to do with your personal evolution. That's the whole crux of the matter. It's a universal law that when you change your inner world, your outer world will change. It has to. And so when you're feeling despair or anxiety over the state of the world, don't be seduced into thinking that you need to go out and do something about the world, to do something about it. You need to go inward and do something about it. It being you. The only thing that you can do to change the world is to evolve yourself. And in doing so, you just might receive some divine inspiration about some external action that you can take that would be helpful for the ascension of humanity in some pragmatic way. And if that happens, cool. But never take your attention off of the only thing that you can really do to heal the world. And that is healing yourself. The only thing that you can do to evolve our species is to evolve yourself. So ask yourself, with pen and paper in hand preferably, what do I want for my life and for my world? How would I like my life and the greater context of my life to evolve? And what would I like them to evolve into? And then, of course, the trick, which is kind of the whole focus of the evolutionary, is to align our ground of being, meaning all of the aspects of our being, with that vision for ourself and for our world. Sounds easy, but it's not, especially during an election year, because many very intelligent, capable, and good-hearted people get their energies caught up in or even totally hijacked by the story that is being told by the medias and by the society that is consuming that media. And that story is either that the conservatives are evil or that the liberals will steal your freedoms, that the other people on the other side of the aisle, this imaginary divide that they created, are senseless idiots and sheep, or that they are cunning and diabolical. And right now, they're telling you that if your side wins, we'll have nirvana, and if the other side wins, we're going to have Armageddon. Well, neither of these things are truth. In fact, they're flat out lies. And neither of these things are relevant to the only thing that really matters, both for your life and for the greater good, and that is your evolution. But let me put an asterisk on that. These crazy, erroneous assertions about the importance of this election and the evil intent of the other side, whichever side is not yours, of course, do matter to your evolution. Because if you're caught up in them, then one of your first opportunities to evolve is to see all of this for what it is. It's all propaganda to keep us afraid and divided. That's the play. Keep the people living in a state of fear and division. If they do that, they can keep us distracted with the threat of the other, while they chip away at our freedoms, spend our tax dollars on creating atrocities, mostly in other countries, keep us eating food that makes us sick, and taking their pharmaceuticals that keep us sick, etc., etc., etc. So if you're hearing this and it makes any sense at all, if you're hearing this and realize that you've been caught up or hijacked, I want you to know a few things. And the first one is that you're not alone. We're all being told the same lies, and we're all facing challenges that seem insurmountable. But there is something that you can do. You can reach out to someone who has a different worldview than you and realize that the only difference between you and them is that they believe a different set of lies. Connect with them. Connect with empathy. Listen with an open heart and an open mind, and really look for the places where your desires and your needs intersect with each other. Because there are places in our hearts where we all resonate together. And if you do this, the darkness will start to lift, and you'll start to feel a sense of community. But you are also not alone in a spiritual sense. The consciousness within which your consciousness is embedded is always there with you, and it represents the intelligence of a loving and benevolent system. Life is only difficult because we see ourselves as separate, isolated entities. When we realize that we are not alone, that this higher consciousness can orchestrate absolutely anything on our behalf, and that we are all in this together, then we can experience the knowledge that we are safe, that we are loved, and that we are supported. And so please, go out and vote today, but cast your ballot and then let it all go. Give it up to the will of the divine. And if things don't go the way you think they should, the only reason is because we allowed the power structure and their propaganda machine to create a chasm between us and our fellow human beings. In this case, our fellow Americans. Empathy, communication, and connection are the only things that can heal our society. So once your ballot is cast, it's time to turn off the news, put down the device, and go inside of yourself and ask, what do I want my world to be like? And how can I become that? How can I become that? Remember what Gandhi said. Be the change you want to see in the world. That wasn't a snappy line dreamt up by his publicist. He was literally giving us instruction on how to change the world. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. Blessings to all of you. Reach out to me if you'd like to chat. My name is David, and I'll talk to you next time.